Imagine this. You're stepping into the most exclusive holiday party on Earth. The air is thick with history, with tradition,
Mm.
and every single minute of your day is planned out for you. But before anything else, before you even get a drink, there's a test.
It sounds like something out of a movie, doesn't it? But it's absolutely true. The moment you walk through the door at Sandringham, you have to step onto an antique jockey's scale.
A scale.
A scale. And get this, the goal isn't to lose weight. The goal is to prove you've eaten enough. That's your first test.
That is just wild. Welcome to StarScope Report, where we dive deep into the stories behind the fame. Today, we are unpacking the most bizarre royal ritual of all. The British royal family's Christmas. The headline is explosive. Sandringham Christmas, weighed and banned.
And we're going to get into why that banned part is, well, not what you think it is. The sources we've looked at really peel back the curtain. Our mission today is to understand the incredible rigidity of it all, the weighed part, and then explore how the headline about family members being banned is actually a sign of stability.
Right. So Sandringham is the king's private estate in Norfolk. It's been the Christmas spot for decades, really cemented by Queen Elizabeth II. King Charles is all about continuing that tradition.
He is. And that means if you're attending, you are signing up for a performance. It's not a cozy family get-together. It's a choreographed, multi-day, formal event.
Okay, let's break that down. Segment 1, the scales and the soup. Let's start with that weighing tradition you mentioned. It's just so bizarre.
It is, but it's totally factual. It goes all the way back to King Edward VII. He was famously large and loved food, and he was apparently really worried that his guests weren't eating enough.
Worried it would make him look like a bad host.
Exactly, like his hospitality was lacking, so he made it a rule. You get weighed when you arrive, and you get weighed again before you leave.
And what's the magic number? How much are you supposed to gain?
The target is a gain of at least 3 pounds. That's about 1.4 kilograms.
Wow. So your holiday success is literally measured in pounds.
Yeah. The late queen kept the tradition going. If you gained weight, it meant she'd thrown a successful, abundant Christmas. It sets a certain tone, you know.
It really does. It's like, welcome, now prove your loyalty by eating. And the rigidity just keeps going from there, right? Even with how people arrive.
Oh, absolutely. It's pure protocol. Guests have to arrive in reverse order of seniority.
So the least important people show up first.
Kind of, yeah. The most junior royals get there first, and then it goes up the line. King Charles and Queen Camilla arrive last. That way, the monarch never, ever has to wait for anyone.
That's efficient, I guess?
Yes.
In a very strict way?
Yeah.
And I'm guessing you can't just show up in a Christmas sweater.
Not a chance. The dress code is demanding. You need multiple outfits, a formal suit, a dinner jacket for the evenings. It's all part of the performance.
You're constantly reminded that this isn't just family time. It's a ceremony.
100%. And it extends to everything. Take Christmas morning. There's this very old-fashioned gender split for breakfast.
A gender split. What does that even mean?
At 8:30 in the morning, the men all go to the dining room for a massive, full English breakfast.
Okay. And the women?
The women are served a light continental breakfast, fruit, toast, coffee, in their rooms at 9.
In their rooms.
Separately.
Separately. It's a total throwback.
But that's the level of orchestration we're talking about. It must be completely exhausting.
I can't even imagine. And if the rules are that strict, how did one part of the family manage to get what sounds like a negotiated exemption? We're going to get into that in the every other year compromise that's shaking up the guest list. But first, if you're loving this inside look, make sure you subscribe to StarScope Report.
Right, and that brings us straight to the headline that got everyone talking. This is our segment 2, the crisis attendance and the rotational policy, the banned part.
Exactly. The news broke that Queen Camilla's children, Tom Parker Bowles and Laura Lopes, are skipping Sandringham this year. And immediately the headlines were screaming, banned.
Which implies there's some kind of drama, a rift. But the reality is much more pragmatic and actually pretty modern.
So what's really going on?
They're on a rotational schedule now. Tom Parker Bowles confirmed it himself to the Daily Mail. He said, it'll be every other year, 1 year on, 1 year off.
1 year on, 1 year off.
Okay.
So to understand why this is a big deal, we have to look at last year, right? 2024.
Yes, because last year they did attend. And that was a huge deal, a major break from tradition. Under Queen Elizabeth, Camilla's family was never invited to Sandringham for Christmas.
So their presence last year was a first. A big step.
A very big step. And it happened under really difficult circumstances. It was right when King Charles's cancer diagnosis was made public and he was undergoing treatment.
Ah, so it was about showing support.
Tom Parker Bowles basically said his mother insisted. She told him, "I'd love you to come. I haven't had Christmas with you for a long time." It was driven by emotion, by the need for family during a crisis.
So last year was a show of familial solidarity, as some reports called it.
Exactly. King Charles was prioritizing his wife's emotional needs over this incredibly strict, centuries-old protocol. It was a very modern, blended family response to a crisis.
So this year, their absence isn't a ban at all. It's a return to a new kind of normal.
A return to a formalized, pre-agreed normal. This rotational policy is a strategic move. It allows them to be included, to be part of the family, but without permanently burdening them with all that royal protocol every single year.
It creates a boundary.
A very clear boundary. They are loved, they are included, but they aren't royals in the line of succession. This policy protects their private lives. And it's smart because it prevents what some people call mission creep.
Where non-royals get slowly sucked into the machine and the public starts having expectations of them.
Right. And that often leads to controversy. This policy says, here is the line. And that protection extends to the next generation, too.
To Camilla's grandchildren, we saw them at the coronation, right, as pages of honor.
That's right. Lola, Freddie, Eliza, Louis, and Gus, they were very visible. But this policy protects their non-royal identity. Tom confirmed his kids will be with him on their off year.
So they get to step out of that royal spotlight. They get a break.
A crucial break. And when you see what their alternative Christmas looks like, you understand exactly why they need that break. Which leads us to our final segment, tracksuits and pub visits, the cultural chasm.
This is where it gets really interesting, because the contrast is just so stark. On the one hand, you have Sandringham.
Right. Mandatory formal wear. A dinner buffet timed to the minute. And let's not forget the mandatory charades.
You cannot skip the charades.
You cannot. The pressure must be immense.
Okay, so compare that to what Tom Parker Bowles has planned for his off year.
It's the complete opposite. He said he's going to be bunking on the sofa at his ex-wife's place in London, and he made a point of saying he'll be sitting around in tracksuit bottoms.
Tracksuit bottoms. That one detail says everything. It's a total rejection of the Sandringham formality.
It's a declaration of comfort, of privacy. His other plans, going to the pub while the beef's in, and trying to get his kids to watch the movie The Wild Geese.
It's just a normal Christmas, the kind of relaxed holiday most people actually have.
And that's the cultural chasm. One is about institutional duty and performance. The other is about family, comfort, and spontaneity.
So this rotational policy isn't just a schedule. It's a recognition that you can't force people from one culture into the other 100% of the time. It wouldn't be sustainable.
Not at all. It's a measure of practical sustainability. Think about it. If they had to do the whole Sandringham performance every single year, the outfit changes, the strict timing, being weighed, it would be draining. This gives them a release valve.
A way to recharge and just be themselves. It shows that King Charles is being flexible, that he understands the realities of a modern blended family.
He does, and we see him making other small adjustments too. The late Queen used to keep the decorations up until February 6th, the anniversary of her father's death. Charles and Camilla left early in 2022.
And there are even reports he might move the whole thing to Windsor Castle eventually, which would be a huge change.
It would. And all this is happening while other guest list decisions are being made, like Prince Andrew remaining on the outskirts of the main festivities. Charles seems to be streamlining things.
He's trying to balance ancient traditions with the needs of his actual family. It's a tightrope walk.
A very fine line.
So, as we wrap this up, our deep dive shows that even an institution as old and rigid as the monarchy has to bend. That sensational headline, "Banned," isn't a story of drama. It's actually a sign of maturity and respect and a blended family. They're being integrated with a careful, sustainable policy, not a crushing, continuous obligation.
And it leaves you with a really interesting thought. The rules at Sandringham are so demanding that attending is like a job. You're literally being weighed for your success. But this new arrangement gives Queen Camilla's children a choice, so you have to ask, for them, what's the greater luxury? The gilded halls and historic pressures of Sandringham, or the simple, reclaimed comfort of tracksuit bottoms on a sofa in London?
You've been listening to StarScope Report, where we uncover the stories shaping Hollywood, music, and pop culture. Thanks for tuning in, and don't forget to subscribe for more stories that keep the stars shining.